Last November, Hollywood was abuzz with rumors that Angelina Jolie had used her son, Knox Jolie-Pitt, to provoke Brad Pitt when the mother and son appeared together on the red carpet at the governor's ball. The image of the two walking side by side, calm and affectionate, quickly became the center of attention across entertainment news outlets. Yet, instead of being seen as a warm, intimate moment between mother and son, some sources close to Brad Pitt framed it as a calculated move, claiming Jolie was using Knox to spite her ex-husband amid the escalating legal battle over the Miraval estate. However, when looking at Angelina Jolie's journey over the past decade, that interpretation seems both shallow and unfair. This is a woman who willingly stepped away from the height of her career, once a global icon, to become a mother fully present in each stage of her six children's lives. She has appeared in few major roles since, declining numerous scripts just to stay close to her children as they navigated the turbulent years of adolescence. While Brad Pitt continued his career, attending premieres, parties, and appearing publicly with his new girlfriend, Jolie chose to stay home, showing up for school events, creative projects, and family milestones. Knox, twin brother of Vivian, is the couple's only son. At 17, he bears a striking resemblance to his father. The eyes, the smile, the posture, all reminiscent of a young Brad Pitt. Each time Knox appears in public, the media cannot resist drawing comparisons. Perhaps that's why the image of Knox beside his mother last November prompted more headlines about Brad than about Knox himself. But that is the paradox of public perception. Instead of seeing a teenage boy supporting his mother, people insist on reading hidden meanings into it. Sources close to Angelina later clarified that it was Knox who had asked to accompany her. He wanted to experience what it was like to support his mother at work, something his older siblings had done before him. Angelina agreed, unaware that a simple maternal decision would later be twisted into a media strategy. But she has never needed strategies. For years, Jolie has been a quiet, steadfast mother. She avoids interviews about Brad, refrains from commenting on accusations, and never reacts publicly to negative stories. She lets her actions speak through her presence, her care, and a life built around her children. Meanwhile, Brad Pitt is living through a very different chapter. After finalizing the divorce, he devoted most of his time to film projects and his relationship with Ines de Ramon, a woman nearly 20 years younger. They've been spotted together in France, Italy, and London, even attending private industry events side by side. The media calls this Brad's return to his prime. He appears radiant, elegant, and as charming as ever, still possessing the allure that has captivated millions for decades. But behind that polished exterior lies a quieter truth. He is no longer as present in his children's lives as he once was. According to multiple reports, his relationship with his older children has cooled, if not completely fractured. Maddox and Pax no longer communicate with him. Zahara avoids public association, and Shiloh is building her independence. Only Vivian and Knox, the two youngest who are still under 18, are permitted regular visits with their father. But even those are rare. The distance isn't rooted in hostility. It's the result of absence. Endless filming schedules, constant travel, and his focus on a new relationship have blurred Brad Pitt's image as a father in the everyday memories of his children. To many, Knox represents the last bridge connecting those two worlds. He looks so much like Brad that whenever he walks beside Angelina, headlines proclaim, "It's as if Brad were right there." But in reality, Brad isn't. The boy is growing up alongside a mother who has given all her time to listen, guide, and protect him. Perhaps Brad still loves his children deeply, but the bond between them is no longer measured by affection, rather by prolonged absence. There are no frequent calls, no family gatherings, no small everyday exchanges, and those empty spaces can never be filled by fame or success. As Brad focuses on his $35 million lawsuit against Angelina, claiming she sold her share of the Miraval estate without his consent, Jolie remains silent. Miraval was once their wedding venue, their home, and the symbol of their love. Now it stands as the monument of an unhealed wound. Brad seeks to reclaim honor and control. Angelina simply wants closure and peace for her children. To her, Miraval is no longer an asset. It is a scar. In the public eye, Brad still shines, a man of 61 who remains handsome, successful, and confident. He appears in sharp suits, smiling alongside his girlfriend, convincing many that he has moved past the pain. Yet that image contrasts sharply with the reality within. He once was a devoted father, the one who carried Knox as a baby and proudly said, "Being a dad is the hardest and most rewarding role of my life." Now, as his children grow up in their mother's care, Brad seems to have become just a memory. Angelina, on the other hand, remains composed despite relentless scrutiny. She does not appear to prove anything. Bringing Knox to the event was merely a small glimpse into the rhythm of a mother's life, one who has chosen to sacrifice everything for her children. She knows what the public might say, yet stays calm. For her, what matters is not what others believe, but what her children feel. And at 17, Knox surely understands. Her mother doesn't use anyone to fight anyone else. She simply continues doing what she's always done, being there for her children. The contrast between the two could not be clearer. One devotes his time to new relationships, work, and reputation. The other quietly walks through the years alongside her children, no longer needing applause or spotlight. Brad Pitt may still be called the world's most handsome man, but what he is gradually losing is the very thing that once made him exceptional: the role of a father. Nearly a decade after their split, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie still can't seem to escape each other. Chateau Miraval, the idyllic French estate where their dream wedding took place, witnessed by their 6 children, has become the epicenter of a legal battle now stretching into its 3rd year. Brad Pitt accuses his ex-wife of breaching an agreement by unilaterally selling her share of the estate, demanding $35 million in damages and requiring Jolie to disclose 22 internal business documents. The next hearing is scheduled for December 17th in California, a proceeding lawyers are calling the final chapter of the Rosé War, when everything will finally be laid bare and a decade of public turmoil for Hollywood's most famous family may come to an end. Amid the mounting litigation, Angelina Jolie appears emotionally and physically exhausted. In an email to her legal team revealed by Financial Express, she confided her despair. "I need to remove every source of stress. Honestly, I'm getting sick from anxiety." Once admired as a symbol of independence, strength, humanitarian commitment, and maternal devotion, Jolie's image has gradually faded. Nearly 10 years entangled in lawsuits have left visible weariness. Her acting career has also lost its luster. Since the divorce, Jolie has poured her energy into raising 6 children and managing her fashion brand, Atelier Jolie, occasionally directing films, but none of the projects have brought significant profit. Her stake in Miraval has been effectively frozen in the legal process, tightening her finances. A close friend told Vanity Fair, "Angelina once had everything: fame, talent, influence. Now she has to budget every expense for her children, while each new letter from the court feels like another heavy blow." The toll is not only financial, but deeply personal. After accusing Brad Pitt of violence during a 2016 private jet incident, a case later closed for lack of evidence, Angelina's title as a Hollywood powerhouse became part of the past. From a commanding A-list star, she has receded from the spotlight, and her story now revolves almost entirely around her life with her children. At public events, observers often describe her presence as quietly somber. Vanity Fair noted that each legal dispute, each court appearance, seems to carve a new wound, enough to make even someone as resilient as Angelina falter. While Jolie struggles through exhaustion, Brad Pitt is entering a period of restoration. After years of being labeled an abuser, he has reemerged with the confidence of a man regaining control, once again embodying the image of a winner, and is currently enjoying the upper hand in his legal battle against his former wife. When Knox appeared with Angelina, the media called it a hidden message. Perhaps they were right, but not in the way they meant.